What is up, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. Thought I would share with you what we are doing for Christmas for our friends and family. Every year for the last 25 years, we have done a DIY build of Christmas presents. We actually build them out in our shop. We have a wood shop, and we have done everything from different kinds of nativities to cutting boards, charcuterie boards, reindeer. There was a bandsaw project that you put together. It's almost like a puzzle. Yahtzee game, which is Yahtzee played out in the yard with big, huge dice. Different kind of sleighs that you use for decorating that you can put different stuff in around the holidays. Stacked snowmen that the the 3 pieces fit together, stack them up, and then they fit inside each other for storage. Calendar holder, recipe holder, and one year we even did homemade bread for everybody. And I do have a video on baking bread in our wood oven if you're interested in taking a look at that. But this year's project is actually a tic-tac-toe game. Ignore that one, we haven't cut the vinyl for it yet, but this is our prototype. All the blocks are actually milled out of a 2x6. We plane them down and cut them nice size. Actually, it is only 8 inches inside dimensions from side to 8x8. Makes it nice. You can put it on a shelf or easier to store. The base itself has a mahogany grid pattern in it that keeps everything straight and true. And if you're interested in building this, or if you'd even like to build them for your friends and family, or even as a craft show project, you're more than welcome to do it. Please subscribe and like. We'll probably be doing this in 2 different videos. We'll build the base in the first part, and then we'll finish it up in the second part. Let's get building. So the bottom of the tic-tac-toe is assembled using multiple pieces. We start out with an 8x8 inch piece of 1/2 inch MDF. The key to the assembly of all this is having everything be exactly the same size. So then we took and painted them flat black. Just MDF doesn't have the most appealing color, so we painted the bottoms of them black, and then we've got those all set up and ready for assembly. So all the side pieces have been cut to rough length. I do that for the one reason of a lot of that pine has warps and stuff to it, and also I can cut around knots or defects in the wood. So I've cut everything just a tad longer than the finished length of the outside frame. On our chop saw, we've actually set up a stop that is set roughly at 9.5 inches from the blade on the 45. And I can cut a 4x4 or a 1x4 piece vertically. And you notice I have cut out a little piece out of the bottom of the stock block. So that way any sawdust that is trapped there actually gets pushed back, so you get a much accurate cut. And then we will work on cutting all those to length with our 45-degree angle on each side. All right, I thought I'd take a minute and explain the jig I use for putting these together. Makes assembly go so much faster. So basically just a scrap piece of plywood, 4 pieces screwed on. You want to leave a gap, that way you can pin into each direction once it's on there, which keeps everything nice and straight. And I've also applied some packing tape under each miter. That way if you get any glue, squeeze out, wipes up, cleans up really easy. So to use it, basically our centerpiece goes in, and then we just take and put all of our 4 pieces in here, line up our miters. Depending on the thickness of the wood, sometimes they go together a little tighter because all wood isn't exactly the same thickness, but that's why you want to try and keep everything as even as possible. See, that side's a little tighter, but we can get that to go in with a little persuasion. Then we can go ahead, line up all of our miters and put our pins in. I'm using a 23 gauge pinner, which is a smaller one, so you don't even really have to putty up the holes. If you get your jig together and it's way too tight, don't take the screws out and try and move the board over, because it's going to want to go back in the original screw holes. It's easier just to take this board out, put a piece of sandpaper on the table and sand it down till you get the clearances you want. Even if everything's exactly the same, some of them fight you a little bit going together, but majority of the time just goes together. You can run your pins in, and then also I pin the bottom in. So that's an explanation of my jig.